Welcome to Rashis Kalman TV. This is your channel that analyzes various issues. So today I want to give Azimio guys free advice on how to finish Ruto completely, how to vanquish this man completely, how to ensure that he does not win this election. Because you agree with me, Ruto is not very easy. Ruto is a strong man. Ruto is very much determined to win these elections. Though all indications show that Baba is ahead and Baba is winning, they need to up the games. They need to do a lot to vanquish this man from the political arena. They need to bring strong attack guys. The War Council in Azimio, they need to increase people and actually bring people like Mukisa Kitui, bring people like Vuda Kibwana, bring people who knows how to talk, bring people like Matiangi. Don't fear anything. Matiangi is very good at hitting Ruto below the belt, and he does this mercilessly. So you agree with me that you guys will need to ask Ruto hard questions, questions that pertain his morals, questions that are ethical, questions that are bare knuckle. Because if you look at older guys, these guys are attacking below the belt. They can say anything. Yesterday, start by what he said yesterday, because Ruto actually went as far as body shaming Kalonzo, an honorable former vice president, was put to shame that he has lost his hair. And this is because of politicking. This is very, very ridiculous coming from the deputy president. So you wonder how safe are our former leaders in the hands of Ruto. So you need to work very hard, you need to attack this man, and you need to ask him all these questions, because he should be brought to book. He should be asked why he's using such terms. Shaming Kalonzo, the Kaba should rise up and defend their man. And if you don't do this, this is now where Kivuda Kibwana comes in, this is where Alfred Mutua comes in, this is where Gio comes in. Come out boldly. Ask him to explain what he means, because this is very bad of a leader like Ruto attacking your man, attacking your kingpin, and somebody who aspires also to be president should not use such a language. Then, and you also need to ask him the role he played in post-election violence without missing words, because you know that in 2007 lives were lost. People died. You remember the Kiabu massacre. Ask him about whether he had any role in the Kiabu massacre. Because you remember very well, if you look at those videos, especially the Kiabu massacre, the church massacre, you can see some children who are trying to escape, some men, some women trying to escape, and they were forced back into the lake of fire, mercilessly, by the Kalenjin warriors. Ask him, what does he say about this? What is his opinion about this? Are our children safe in his hands? So these are the kind of questions that you'll be asking him. Because when you look at his leadership, you ask him, are we actually safe in his hand? Then you also need to ask him about what he said one time, that nyinyi mnasema mko na shida kubwa sana na Wakikuyu. Sisi tuko na shida kubwa zaidi, lakini inafika mahali mtu anatafuta serikali, ndio hiyo serikali ikusaidia kufanya yale mambo unataka. Now, how safe are the Kikuyus in Rift Valley in Ruto's hands? Is he looking for leadership to evict these people? Because these are the kind of questions, hit him below the belt, don't fear anything. And when you do this, actually, we are going to put him into task. Ask him about the court case with Mama Abi. Because at one time, Miguna said Ruto has so many children outside the family. Ask him how safe are our women, how safe are our girls. Ask him about this tag. People normally call him Arab Kitada. What does he say about this? Time to defend himself against Arab Kitada. Because Arab Kitada it goes below the morals. Because, and I ask him, are there other children outside the family? Because we know of Abi. And you remember the case. How did it end? And it is very, very important for us to know how it ended. Asking about this issue of Arab Kitada, and when he asks him that question, I know he's going to get it rough. Also, ask him about this tag of Arab Mashaba. In the social media, you find people calling him Arab Mashaba. It's like he has a lot of appetite for lard. He doesn't want to see any lard and leave it. He can find any lard and take it. And remember, asking him about this issue of the lard with his neighbor. After the post-election violence, he was accused of grabbing the neighbor's lard and taking it. And then the court found him guilty. And this is the high time that our leaders, our lawyers should move fast to court, because Ruto is actually not fit to hold office. If he has been found guilty of grabbing a neighbor's lad, then is it Muteshi's lad? Then why should he be allowed to hold office? Does he actually pass the ethics and bill, actually, the Ethic Act? Because this chapter on ethics is very, very important. It's one of the chapters that should hold our leaders into account. Then ask him about Western Hotel. Ask him, can he fight for corruption? Do you think Ruto can fight for corruption? Ask him. Put an advertisement all over the radios, all over the media, the social media, talking about Western Hotel. Can he be trusted with land? Can he be trusted if he doesn't talk about corruption? Is corruption a way of life if he takes over the government? Ask him about this room 350. The room 350 in Western Hotel, there was a time it was trending on Twitter, and asking about it. And for those who do not know what was happening, it was actually, this room was associated with a lot of immorality, especially going on among the registrators. And he appears on the thick of things. Try to ask him questions. What actually happened here? Let him talk. Force him to talk. Because if you don't provoke him, he is not going to talk. Let him talk. And as he talks, he's likely to make a lot of mistakes. And you agree with me, Ruto doesn't have advisors, because this man advises himself. Because as the Mio guys, you have advisors, but he seems to be weak. You need to hit this man again below the belt until he feels the pain. Ask him about the allegations of ICC witnesses who actually died. The ICC witnesses, almost all of them died before the case was concluded. And this is one reason why the case was actually thrown out, because the witnesses were not there. Most of them had died. Did he have any role? Was this just a coincidence whereby you have witnesses dying? Because if they were there, I think the case would be a bit different. Then you also need to ask him whether he knows anything about the death of Jacob Juma. Did he play any role? Remember, Jacob Juma had made several tweets claiming that Deputy President was actually after his life. And this man did not kill himself. This man did not commit any murder. He died the cold murder. Did the Deputy President play any role? Let him answer these questions. Because when you have somebody crying and crying again and again, and if actually identify the person who was after his life, then he should be brought to book and ask the questions. The other issue is about his association with the people accused of terrorism. Remember the issue of a guy who said that he had gotten loan from Equity Bank, and then Equity denied, and then this man was said to be an international terrorist. Ask him about his association. How safe is the country? How safe? Because attempt to ensure that this man is brought back to the country, attempt to show that this is a criminal, is a businessman, means that our country may not be very safe in his hands. Then, about being accused with other people's wives. If you want a man to actually do something bad to you, try talking about his wife. Try to interfere with his wife. No wonder, if you look at Baba seems to have a lot of trust from men. Most of his following are men, especially married men. Is it because they feel that their wives will be safe in Baba's hands and Ruto's hands? These are some of the questions that we should be asking ourselves. Because on the other hand, you see Ruto is having a number of followers, most of them young and married. Could there be an issue here? We need to ask ourselves a hard question. So as the new guys, up to you. You need to up your game. Attack this man until you vanquish him, finish him completely politically. And when you do this, Raila is going to win the race. This is Gashi Skyman TV. And continue subscribing for those subscribed. Thank you. And if you want to alert whenever we post a video, please subscribe and hit also the bell, so that anytime you upload the video, you'll be able to watch. Thank you and have a great day ahead.